Hi, welcome back to another episode of Deck Talk. Today we are going to be talking about Holy Nights, or as they're now known as, Starry Nights, which I really don't understand why they changed the name so much. Like Sultan now is Dual Avatar and so on and so on. But we are talking about Starry Nights and the different combos and how I feel about them. So, one thing I have to say about Starry Nights is that me personally, I think it's a pretty good deck. I honestly don't understand why people don't play it more. The main focus of my Holy Night deck is basically to blow up everything, which honestly I think that's a lot of cases for a Holy Night deck. So, some of the more key monsters and spells from the archetype that I like to use are Holy Night Estelle, where the effect is you can only target one light monster you control and tribute it if you do special summon. Because it doesn't specify that you need to tribute its card, it opens up a whole array of different playthroughs that you can go through. And they recently got a new monster. Well, not recently, but it's still pretty new, where it also affects the spell and trap, and it honestly helps the deck run better, though it's kind of not exactly a necessity, but it would really help if you were in a bind. Speaking of bind, Dragon's Bind is also a really good trap to have with Starry Nights. You activate this card by targeting one Dragon-type monster you control with 2,500 or less attack and defense. Neither player can special summon monsters with attack less or equal than that monster. When that monster leaves that field, destroy this card. It's nice in itself, especially because your monster really isn't out there for that long because it goes back into the hand. But they do have a really big weakness, which is negate of special summoning. I played this deck against a limiter deck. So basically, you could only do certain things. They had Ojama King out, which basically took away a couple of spots off of our monster summoning zone. They had a spell. They had summon negate, as well as spell soul absorption and more. It was a mess. I basically could do nothing because this deck really doesn't work well against special summoning negates, and plus you need to have the continuous trap Star Knight's Arrival, as well as Star Night Ceremony for you to get the desired effect you want. So, while I personally like the deck, I like the art, I like the colors, and I even like the playing style of it. It's not the best deck to really try and mingle with, but it also really helps with different archetypes. I've seen my friend actually hybrid it with Odd Eyes, which I honestly didn't think would work, but honestly, it worked really well. And then you have the Grand Radiance, which basically shuffles your partner with your opponent's deck and makes them redraw, which sometimes you gotta watch out for that, because what if they had a bad hand? But honestly, I like the deck, but I also can see, like, when people say, oh, I don't run that deck because that's why, or I don't run that deck because of this. But, like, the people who act like Starry Nights just aren't it. And we haven't even got into fairy support. And the field spell with the draw power it provides, even though it's not really much, but once you think about how many times you're sending the monsters back into your hand, it really helps out with that. And then a burial from a different dimension would help tremendously. So there are some cards that would really be better with this deck, but I also can't fault anybody for saying that they would never play it. So that was my rant on Holy Knights. Well, really, yeah, that was it. Bye.